Awesome. Well, thank you all for letting me come talk today. I'm excited to share with you the 7 ways you can build your business with a book. As you know, my name's Amanda Miller, and I've been with My Word Publishing for over 2 years now. And one of the things I've noticed is the amazing opportunity we have to use books as business owners to help grow our business. So they're a really nifty tool that, quite frankly, not enough people take advantage of. So I want to get into that today. This intro, honestly, we've all kind of heard this now twice, so I don't want to waste our time with My Word Publishing and the background, but the main takeaway here that's really unique with our model that I really want to drive home is that our authors keep all their rights, their royalties, and make all the final creative decisions. That's what really makes us unique at our core. So I wanted to start out with a visual of some of the book titles we've helped to produce. So from coaches, real estate agents, lawyers, consultants, we've produced books for service-based industries, but also product-based companies. So we've even seen a car salesman and DJ come through our door to produce books for their business. So the car salesman, get this, did a book on what you should know before you buy a car, right? So he would give one out for every lead, and this really built his trust with his customers. And not only that, it helps him keep for everyone else to keep him top of mind when they need to go buy a car. The DJ, what did he do? Well, he did a cute book on 50 top wedding songs. And that is something that could also be used to advertise himself as a DJ, right? So maybe his target audience is looking for what song should I do for my wedding? And at the back of the book, it says, hey, well, you can hire this DJ to do your weddings. So those are just two, the product base. It doesn't have to always be service-based companies. So they're really out of the norm. So I just wanted to kind of put those on your radar as nifty little books for your business. And then one day I was actually preparing for a talk, and one of the attendees was an owner of a bakery. So what kind of book could she do, right? Well, someone like her could do a gift book where some of the pages are high quality images of her baked goods, maybe even incorporating some of the story behind some of the items. And then how cool would it be if you flipped the page and there's a stencil of a cupcake or a cookie that you can color in, right? In this case, it would be a cute gift book for their kids, right? And now that book is in someone's house. And the next time mom and dad are looking for someone to use for a party, that bakery could be kept top of mind, right? So it's in the house, reminding them when they need somebody to put a party together. So on the very basic level of how to strategize and optimize your book to help build your business, and how to have a lot of real estate in a book for your branding, to put in a special offer and put your credentials and links to your website. So many people ask, how many books do I need to sell in order to make back my initial investment in producing the book? What I say is, well, that's not the equation, right? Because selling a book is just one way to make money from a book. So we're going to look at 7 more ways that your book can help build your business through visibility, profitability, and creating that exposure to really land your big clients. Right, so one of those ways is raising your visibility. Your book becomes a hub in which you get access to many more PR opportunities. So PR, it's free advertising, right? That's what it is. So we want to take advantage of this. One of the ways a book can help you get more PR is landing podcasts, for example. So podcasts are going up 65% a year right now. People are getting in them. And the great thing about podcasts is that they stay up there forever, right? They're evergreen. And the podcast hosts really work that search engine optimization. So it sits there, drives traffic to you, versus another spoke on the wheel here, right, is radio. So radio reaches a bigger audience, but that's a one and done, right? One of the big things today is also social media and social media influencers, right? So either get interviewed by them or become one. You can make a great win-win opportunities with influencers with your book at the center, right? Offer their audiences giveaways or freebies of your book. Offer the influencer to go live with them on social media and do a shared talk and plug your book at the end, right? And let's say you're trying to get featured in a magazine or on a podcast, and you're competing with someone else who does exactly what you do. but you have a book, right? You beat out your competitors because now you're the expert in the field, you're published, right? So a book can be that key to that opportunity. So it's a bridge to PR opportunities, and that's what's so great about this. Number two, a book is the new business card, right? The great thing about business books is that they're typically a lower word count. So an average fiction book, let me just put this on screen here. An average fiction book is going to be about 50,000 words, right? And that's roughly 250 to 300 pages long. Your business book should be half or a quarter of that length. Usually lives within the realm of 25 to 30,000 words. So it could be a step-by-step book, a collection of blogs or white papers, a tips book, or potentially some of your past newsletters you've sent out. If you do the newsletters, please talk to me first, because you don't want to just throw newsletters together. But it doesn't have to be a high intense labor of effort. That's the point. So that being said, once you have your small business book, you can take it anywhere. So let's say you get a speaking opportunity at your industry's association conferences, right? That means you get in front of your target demographic, and this is what it could look like. You buy your books at cost, right? So that's about $3 a book, not retail. You're buying them at cost. Let's say there's 200 people in the audience, right? So your initial investment to get all these books, $600. Now you're getting in front of the right people, right? You're getting more exposure, and hopefully somebody is an ideal client, right? And your credentials are in the back of the book, or you give them a really juicy offer to drive them to your website. If you land one client, I don't know where everyone's prices are, but maybe your big juicy offer is the 2,000 range, 3,000 range, could be 5,000, depends on your business, right? But let's just go with 5,000. You land a client, $5,000 deal. Your initial investment, right, was 600. You're profiting 4,400 right there, right? And that's just if one person signs up for your big offer, right? So this is how a book could really be the new business card for your business. Number three, so let's say you get that speaking opportunity in front of your target audience, right? You can get your book in the sponsor's registration bag that they give out to everyone, right? So you may even get on their rotating video presentation, the memorabilia, their website. Another way is giving them away as giveaways for every attendee in the audience, or having a free version on your website, right? So you can have your ebook up there, and in exchange for it, they give you their email, which helps you to grow your mailing list and database for future offers. So I'm sure many of you know about the power in having a really strong email database, but I just wanted to briefly share with you how I've seen in my own business it being a great tool for upselling clients on additional resources or tools that your clients want, because it's so targeted. This year alone, I've really honed in on our database, and I've realized how much untapped potential there was in our business. So if your book can help you grow your business database, you're really heading in the right direction to monetize that email list. Okay, leveraging your speaking fees. So this is probably one of my favorite ways you can utilize your book that I don't think most people have realized. So let's say you're invited to speak about your expertise, but the organization's event planner can't afford your price. So, well, you can get a sponsor to buy a book for everyone in the audience, right? So let's say your speaking fee is $2,500. This is very doable, very average starting fee for speakers. The event planner says, oh, I'm so sorry, we don't have that much money. Then you could say, well, if you can find a sponsor, the sponsor could buy everyone a book. So here's what that would look like, right? So let's say your book retails for $15. Okay, there's about roughly 150 to 200 people in that audience. Your sales leverage is 2,500. Right? So what's cool about that is the author gets paid, right? Because the sponsor's buying your book. So that's the royalties are your payout, right? You're getting paid there. The organization doesn't have to pay. The sponsor gets advertising, and I'll get to this in the next slide. And the attendees get your book, right? So that's a win-win for everyone, which we love in business, right? So if you did manage that scenario from the last slide, and you did have a sponsor who is willing to buy a book for everyone in the audience, here's how you can update your book to incorporate the sponsor, So you'll see, so what you see on the right-hand side is a book cover, right? Front, spine, and back. So it's just a full layout. Okay, so the side on the right, you'll see the logo of the sponsors on the cover right above Polly Litovsky's name. Now on the left-hand side, you'll see there's a QR code on the back to their website, right? And then even further left of the page over here, there's a one-page insert that goes in the beginning of the book about the sponsor, right? So the awesome thing about self-publishing versus the other routes, just briefly, is that you have complete control over your own book files, meaning you can update that cover, add a page if you need to, very quickly, seamlessly, and affordably. You don't have to go through hoops to make these changes, whereas in other publishing models, it's either a big headache, expensive, or it could even be up to $250 per new file uploaded. I'm not kidding you on that. So that's the reality sometimes. Okay, number 5. Sorry, I'm breezing through, but I just want to keep us on track. Number 5, sponsor partnerships. So what is a sponsor partnership? It means you're creating content for a book and licensing out that content, right? So here's what I mean by that. A business coach may write a book about how to start a business and creates generic content that other people in the industry can agree on. So I'm talking best practices, okay? Partners in that industry then can purchase a license to this content and can use it on their website or platforms, such as an ebook. But they'll put their company logos and their marketing on it, right, to build their mailing list and generate leads. Or yes, they can bring these books, paperbacks, to events as giveaways as well. So an example, why did I put this vitamin C3 book cover on the top here? This lady did exactly that. So she wrote a book about vitamin C for business, 52 ways to connect, celebrate your way to success, etc. She wrote it, then sold this information to business coaches like herself. And then the coaches put their logo on it and gave it away as swag. So the coaches get their name out there without having to write a whole book. And the author who wrote it also wins because she's selling the content. Her partners can get their logo on the front and back, take over the first page, and put their info in the book very easily. A lot of times you may have seen something similar in the real estate industry. Real estate agents get a lot of information from companies and businesses that create content for them, and then they plug in all their information in there, their photo, their email, etc., and use it. So essentially you could do the same thing with a book, right? And make money off of selling the licensing rights. Again, if you go a different route than self-publishing, you will have to check with your publisher to see what rights they have acquired to the content of your book in the contract. But, just briefly, so what are the steps in doing this, right? You create the content, you sell the distribution rights and the licensing rights, and the purchaser gives the book to their clients with their branding on it. So it's a really nifty way to use a book. Number 6, selling strategic advertisement placement. So in a ton of books and other genres, we're going to stick with business books though. You may see some extra content after the main text. This is what we call back matter in the industry. So there are additional pages at the end of the main text of the book. So these extra pages is a great space for advertising, right? So you can sell advertising in a number of ways. It could be per number of books sold. So for instance, the author keeps the advertisement up in the book for the first 1,000 books sold. It could be based on time period. So an author keeps the advertisement up for the first year. And then it could be a one-time lifetime fee. So for a certain amount of money, the advertisement stays in the book for the lifetime of the book. So just some ways you could, profit off your book a little bit there. Number 7. So let's talk a little bit more about that back matter because it's great real estate for you as a business owner. What can you add in the back matter? Obviously, your offerings, if you do workshops, if you're a speaker, you're consulting, let's say you have evergreen trainings that you do, you would advertise that in the back. You have products, you can do something there. A lot of people, not a lot, but some people do. They'll make a book. And actually my first book that I did was just to create it out of the fun and then send all the proceeds to charity. So if you are sending the royalties to a charity, you can put your charity of choice one pager in the back of the book to explain what the charity is and why it's going there. If you have, your social platforms, right, put those in there. You want to build your audiences across all the platforms that you do have. I think my favorite way here is that evergreen offer, right, to build mailing lists or to generate leads. So I'm going to show you in the next slide just briefly what you could do. So some examples. So Dr. Donna Marks, she's a psychotherapist and addiction counselor. So she offers a free meditation. You can sign up for her online course, right? So she did this. This is how she wrote up her free bonus. And then this is actually one of my more recent authors, Rich Grogan, and he did a bully-proof book for kids on becoming bully-proof. And so he also made a companion guide, right, that drives people to his website. And actually, if you know Suzanne Moore, I'm pretty sure she helped on this too. But we threw a QR code in the back as well, right? So that's a quick way to just get people right to your website after reading the book, right? So, and then I just wanted to quickly put in here, a lot of people say, well, what if I'm not a writer, right? So 80% of our clients aren't trained writers, but what will make a good book are the insights and industry knowledge with your twist on it. So our team does have writing coaches, skilled editors that you want in your genre, publishing coaches, award-winning book designers, cover designers, marketing experts. So this is all to say, make a really good book and you'll have an easier time on the marketing of it. Nothing kills a bad book faster than marketing, right? So once you get some bad reviews, there's really no going back. So I just want to mention that. And then I did put a little QR code myself for you guys. If you're interested on what are the top 5 challenges of getting published, you can just get your phone out, scan it, and I have a freebie for you.